It's very challenging to raise any funds right now, and inflation is going up, interest rates are going up. There's lots of doom and gloom in the market around investors, worried about sort of losing future money, and are they all going to crash? And I think back now to the early days of technology, and so 2005, 2008, it was so much harder to build a business in those days. Even 2010, 2012 in Australia, there was no VCs. They just didn't exist, and so you had to build a business and you had to make it profitable as soon as you possibly could. And what we've got used to over the last sort of 10 years is that you were able to raise investor money, and you could just keep on raising more and more money. You didn't have to worry about becoming profitable. And so we've had this huge luxury over the last 10 years, and suddenly the tide has changed, and investors actually now want to actually see a return on their money, which is pretty obvious. So it's not the worst time to start a startup. It's definitely harder right now to start a startup and to grow your startup and to raise funds for your startup, but it's still much, much easier today to build a startup from scratch. And you can do that without any capital. There's so many tools that are out there today to make things so much easier. Building a website, writing code, it's significantly easier today than what it was 10 years ago. And you don't need huge amounts of money to build your first version of an idea. And the key is you want to build that first version, you want to test it, and you want to prove out that you can actually do something, and you can actually make the unit economics of what you're doing make sense. And so, which means when you sell something, you're actually going to make a profit. And if you can do that, you'll be able to find investors.